Coming to you live from the Creaky Tiki Studios, somewhere on a deserted island, we welcome you to Such Good Shoot, the podcast about anything and everything in the world of wrestling. First on our panel tonight, from the sticky mapley woods up north, with some sticky icky, representing the classic era of wrestling, we have the insatiable Isaac.
What's up, everybody?
And next on our panel, from the land of roller coasters and Hall of Fames, vaping something fruity, showcasing the modern era of wrestling, we have the sensational Shane. And
hi, guys.
finally, from the Creaky Tiki, as the voice of the casual fan with a big stogie, I'm your host, Dozer. Let's get it on.
Dozer, you're on fire today, baby.
Woo!
Wow.
I'm feeling good
whiskey.
today.
You drinking whiskey, bro? Is this a whiskey night?
Oh, it's
Do we get
always a whiskey night.
We got Whiskey Dozer in the house. All right.
I mean, just like the jump cut from the in your house into the intro, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel like I should grab a beer or something in solidarity. Hold on a second.
Okay, well, let's avoid some dead air here. So while Isaac is missing getting a cold one, getting a nice Steve Weiser tonight.
I was not ready for this level of excitement. So here we go with the tall boy at PBR.
Man,
yeah.
with the pounder.
24s, baby.
It's the only way to go. I'm rocking some Oak and Eden tonight.
Oh shit, that's the Ezra Zion stuff. How is that? Sorry to take you away from wrestling for a second. We're going to talk about booze, I guess.
Yeah. It's all good. It's a little young, but that's why they stuck this damn stick in there to try and make it taste good.
Huh. Interesting. To try.
Down a little.
I'm drinking Bush.
Hey,
Bush heavy.
Ain't nothing wrong with some Bush.
Well, I propose a toast to our first episode where we haven't had to do a rest in peace segment. So here's to that.
Rest
Cheers.
in peace to our rest in peace segment.
All right, let's talk some wrestling, boys.
Yeah, so first up on the agenda tonight, let's just talk some wrestling themes. Wrestling themes in general, they set everything up about a wrestler, the tone of their matches, how they're going to go about it. And, it's the character, everything's in it. WWE has had some legendary producers in Jim Johnson. TNA had Dale Oliver, who produced some middling remakes of classic songs. So I figure we should talk about the best themes, maybe cover some of the worst themes. I know I didn't discuss that beforehand. And most importantly, what our theme would be. So, leading this off, let's just start off with the best. It's the creme de la creme. Isaac, what do you think are some of the best wrestling themes we have out there?
Well, I'm gonna give two. My first one is gonna be what they would call maybe controversial, but fuck them if they can't take a joke. Our Lady Peace, whatever. Chris Benoit's theme song is the perfect theme song for the character. The second that hits, like, you just get amped up. I mean, obviously, Chris Benoit and what he did is fucking tragic, and it sucks because Our Lady Peace will never play the song again. But it's a great song, and it's a great theme song, and it was perfect for the character. But my most recent one, and I think one of my favorite ones that, like, I could just jam out to even if it wasn't, like, a wrestler, is Shinsuke's theme when he first came up. That was so good.
I was listening to that in the car today. I love that song.
It's so good. So, yeah, that one just hits all the right points for me, man. It's just the violin in the beginning, the way it leads up. And then you got Shinsuke doing his thing during the entrance, and it's like another song. It's just perfect for the character.
I completely agree with the Shinsuke there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I wish I would have thought of him because that is such a great theme. It sets up the artist, Shinsuke Nakamura, so well.
Yeah, and real quick, I think a really big thing as far as Shinsuke goes is all the work they had where they did it live for him. Like when he debuted on, I believe it was SmackDown, and then they had they had the actual violinist out there, and he was
Mhm.
just, and then
Dude.
and then you just heard him, and then you're like,
Yeah,
holy
that was
fuck,
his
it's
first
Shinsuke.
takeover,
Like,
right? The first
Yeah.
takeover.
yeah, no, and then they did it when he debuted on SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
They've had like Nita Strauss, who's a really really good guitarist. She's done like a guitar version of his song live for them at like a takeover or a
Yeah.
pay per view. Like they treated that theme song like it was gold, and it is gold.
Yeah. And that whole entrance, it was like, I mean, obviously they've completely fucked him up, but I mean, on NXT, I mean, that was up there with like, felt like Undertaker level entrance where like people were so excited for that entrance that, you know, like it didn't really matter what happened. People were popping and fucking going nuts for just that entrance alone. And, you know, there's a few that do it, but that one is definitely like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane, can you beat that at all? Is there a way to beat Shinsuke here?
Yeah, I've got a couple good choices here, I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with my controversial one, mainly because Hulk Hogan is a huge piece of fucking shit.
Hulk
But
Hogan, you're never allowed on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Neither
We'd
is-
be happy to have you. We'd pop our numbers insane, but
But Linda, you can get fucked.
but I mean, when I think of professional wrestling theme song, you gotta hear Real American. I mean, you like the song I saw. I mean, I'm just
God.
saying, dude. Like all I hear is
I-
bum 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 ba-na-na-na. Like the thing is, Real American has
God.
everything, right? Like it starts off and you immediately know what it is. You're
God.
never gonna be confused about what it is. Like there's shit you can sing to. Like I mean,
Oh,
if that would have
man,
been a
it's
thing back
so
when
bad.
oh, it's horrible. It's a bad song, but it's a great professional wrestling theme song. Because when
Rick
you hear that,
Derringer at his best.
I was really hoping you were going to say the NWO theme, and you weren't going to go Real American.
oh
God
no, dude,
damn it!
I'm
God
going straight
damn it!
straight
God
Real American, dude.
Damn it! I'm supposed to be the old school fan, but God damn it!
It's great. But my favorite professional wrestling theme song of all time is Randy Orton's, not technically original, but when Randy Orton became Randy Orton, Burning My Light. Burning My Light was the best. Like it just fit his smarmy, cocky, third generation, but still, upper class, just sort of gimmick. And then him with doing the this hand gimmick thing and the sparklers. And then, hey, nothing you can say. It's so good.
I do love that song.
It's so much better than Voices.
And Voices is good too.
Yeah. I mean, Burning My Light was just the perfect storm for that character, and it just made so much sense.
Randall
Keith.
Y'all making me think of two now, because I only thought of one for best, but I'm just going to go with what I consider my best, my favorite, and that is CM Punk's song, Cult of Personality. I love the song before he had it. When they added the little static, it gives you the pop the crowd needs, like the old Stone Cold glass breaking. The song
or Mick Foley's car crash.
Hey, don't get me started on the car crash, because every time I hear Razor Ramon's theme start, I get excited that I'm going to see Mick Foley and I see fucking Razor Ramon, and it's just not the same to me. But
It's your
you
issue
hear
with
that,
fucking Scott Hall.
you got the words you can sing along to, fit in the character. It's loud, it's brash, and it's better than This Fire Burns.
And you know what else? Real quick about
that's not a bad song. It's not a good theme song.
The thing about Cult of Personality that really elevates it from being just a great one to an amazing one is the fact that that Vince McMahon did not want to pay for those rights.
No.
And it fucking pissed him off to have to do it. And it made CM Punk happy. And I just think that's great that he did that. more to spite McMahon than anything, and I think that elevates it. The fact that he won that fucking and got to use it. So every time you hear it, you're like, got him.
And then
Anyway, sorry, I'll let you get into that.
It's all good. And
later.
then my other one, and it only fits what I guess is like an eighth of his persona anymore. I love Finn Balor's theme.
Oh, it's great.
But it really only fits when he's the demon. It doesn't really fit the prince.
See, I don't mind it when it's the prince, because I mean, obviously it's visual, but he does the hand gimmick, dude.
I don't mind it. It's just not as good as when he's the demon.
Yeah, it's better when he's crawling around and he's got the gimmick on.
You know, I'm of the belief that if you're going to portray different characters, and for all intents and purposes, the demon is a different character, much like the Fiend and Bray Wyatt are separate, and the Three Faces of Foley are separate. They should have different themes.
I'd like that.
That's just and not just that arena effect. Yeah.
Yeah, even a variation on their theme song, like they did for Shinsuke when he went heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go on.
Oh no! I was just gonna bring up another like series of theme songs. So if you're still on Finn Balor, please go ahead.
And you know, that's about where I was going to end. So
no, we
got honorable mentions. Then let's do an honorable mention.
You know, I'll tell you the wrestler who I think has had the most consistent theme songs, and maybe it's just because of who did them, but Triple H.
They're all fucking Motorhead.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, think the game, which is great. I love the game as a theme song. And then you have Business Triple H, which is King of Kings. And then you have Evolution Triple H, which is, is it just called Evolution?
Line in the Sand.
Line in the Sand, okay. Yeah, I mean, and like all three, like, are songs I would just listen to if they weren't professional wrestling theme songs. But
they all appear on my Pandora radio station.
Exactly. But they all fit the iterations of Triple H so well. And just like you guys were talking, Triple H has a business Triple H theme song and a wrestling Triple H theme song. So when bald ass, NXT Triple H hits the ring to probably beat up the Undertaker again or something, like, and you hear the game, shit's on. If you hear King of Kings, you're probably safe. Might get into a little scuffle, but
which is sad because I loved when they debuted the King of Kings theme at SummerSlam. You had the Latin words come up on the big curvetron, and then you hear "Behold the King." Like that was just a big entrance. I loved it.
The only time I have never liked Triple H's themes. And rest in peace, Lemmy. But the one time they tried to have Motorhead play the game live, and Lemmy forgot all of the words. Oh, dude, exactly. And, I mean, I have people who know me know I'm a huge metal fan, huge heavy music fan, love Motorhead. But that is one of the worst fuck ups I have ever seen in my entire life ever on that stage.
Okay.
Just, oh.
And given an honorable mention, this time bolstered by a live performance, Ember Moon.
Ember Moon seems good.
When they had Lizzie Hale out there doing it live at TakeOver, that shit was awesome. It fit her. It was beautiful. And she fits the entrance.
Yeah, and she did an interview recently. I mean, this isn't really news. This has been a while ago, but apparently she might never wrestle again.
Yeah,
which really sucks because she is awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
And never really got her chance to shine on the main roster.
Nope. She had some great matches in NXT though. But yeah. My honorable mentions though they're kind of connected. In that there are variations and like sort of rehashes on like classic themes, and that's Ronda Rousey's theme.
Okay, a little bad reputation.
But wait, no, didn't she? Sorry, not Ronda Rousey. I'm thinking of Charlotte. Sorry, Charlotte's theme. I like Ronda Rousey's theme, but I was thinking that she had some of the Roddy Piper stuff in there. Did she have some of the bagpipes playing out at the beginning of that, or did it just go into
No,
bad
it just went.
reputation?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but Rick and
Charlotte-
Charlotte, yeah.
But Rick and Charlotte's is like that connection was really cool.
And it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially given the fact she does the figure eight, you know what I mean? She's just doing a variation on her daddy's move. She's got her daddy's jackets, and she's got her daddy's theme song. It just, you know.
Yeah, love that song. Now, I don't want to talk about worst themes because we could go all day.
Shawn Michaels.
But
Sexy boy.
those themes that don't necessarily fit the character they are portraying. And a lot of these are short-lived. I don't have any, and we're springing this on you, so we may not have any. Sorry to disappoint anybody out there in podcast land. Like
Songs that don't fit the character, huh?
Oh man, you just dropped this on me like nothing.
I know. I'm a terrible host on that. I can tell you what one of the worst ones is.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Christian's like last theme song.
You know what I'm not a fan of? Christian's theme when it went, Christian, at last, you're on your own.
But that fit the character so well. That's not what we're talking
I
about
know,
here.
I just hated that theme.
Dude, I love that theme, but let me tell you,
But
just
the
close your
Peep Show one or whatever it was, the last one I wasn't a fan of.
But just close your
Close your
eyes is awesome. Story of the Year is a great band. Listen to that band. Oh man, theme songs that don't really fit.
It's hard because you only ever think of the good ones because the bad ones you hear and you go, oh.
What about Batista's first theme?
I don't even remember it. I just know that da-na-na-na.
Yeah, I Walk Alone.
Wasn't that his second theme in
yeah.
WWE?
He had a first one. And, you know, some of these themes just bounce between people. Like, you know, Kurt Angle had the Patriots theme.
That fit. Yeah. Yeah,
I
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any at all.
Skip it. We don't have anything. We're just going to what would be your theme song. If you were a wrestler, and we're going to pretend we're badass and we could actually fight someone. I can't. I almost lose against my toddler on a nightly basis.
So then I could probably fight you then.
There's a good chance. You have a good – you got the height on me. It depends how much of those you've had if I have a chance of winning.
I got the reach, man.
I'm scrappy.
Well, scrappy.
Shane, what do you got
the
for
bulldozer?
Us here? So this one would have to be heavily edited. It'd have to be heavily edited. But "Sick" by Slipknot. It's technically the second track, but it's really the first track off of their self-titled breakthrough record. Like, it starts off with just this crazy cha-cha, 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 and then you just hear a voice in the background go, "Here comes the pain," and then like it just breaks in and it gets super heavy and like over the top. And I just think it would be so good. Like if you cut off the beginning and then you started with "Here comes the pain," and then you
have to edit it. Here comes the Shane.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't. You know, I don't think that would work very well. I think people would point and laugh at me a lot.
I think they're going to do that anyway. It's all okay.
Oh, that makes me sad. But anyways, yeah, "Sick" by Slipknot. It's super heavy. It's pissed. Like it. You know, people always say the best gimmicks are you just turned up to 10. I love Slipknot. Slipknot's one of my favorite bands of all time. I just think it would pop the crowd. It's heavy, keep people invested, and yeah. If you never heard it, go check it out so you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. We're not going to play it because we've already had copyright issues in the past. Sorry, people
Afghanistan doesn't want us.
Hey, last week the whole world didn't want us because of fucking Viacom.
Viacom can eat a dick.
They can. They took music off of MTV.
Viacom can suck my balls.
Isaac, what's your theme?
I really want to play it because fuck Viacom, but I respect the rules and regulations administered to us by the
You
good
can
people.
play it for less than 15 seconds.
Okay, because that's all I
brother,
need.
don't
That's
give him
all
an
I need.
option. Oh, God.
I get high, I get high, I get high, I get high.
You're actually just the Godfather?
Apparently.
Yeah, without the hose.
Isaac, if you were to wrestle, let's be honest, you'd probably have the hose following you. Like, if you had your way,
You'd be like, all right, fuck it. No, I don't need those. I just need the weed, man. I'll go out there and be like, all right, I'll do the thing with the Godfather. Instead of offering them a hoe for the night, I'll be like, yo, I got this bag of weed. We can have a fight, or we can smoke some weed.
So you're just going to do what Matt Riddle would like to do. Okay.
Are you here to get
Matt
high
Riddle
or are you here to fight?
Are you here to get high or are you here to fight, man? Yeah, like you're saying, it's just your personality turned up to 11, bro.
And so I think mine, and, you know, I've made many creative wrestlers in my life, and SmackDown vs. Raw and Raw before that, and WrestleMania 2000 back in the day.
What about Here Comes the Pain?
Oh, definitely Here Comes the Pain. And every time I could use it, I always used the same theme song or the same variation. And that is Tommy Dreamer's Man in a Box, but particularly the just instrumental version.
Okay.
I love the song. I would prefer to have the just instrumental of the original because I feel like that fits me. That's a little grungy. That's a little dirty. And let's be real, if I was fighting, I would not be a technical wrestler. I'd probably be a guy that takes quite a few hits, probably with some barbed wire implements. So
Light tubes?
I ain't going to
God.
fucking light tubes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dozer. Thank you. Oh, God.
But Schlack.
Schlack, dude. Fucking Schlack.
I think that's where I would be. It's got the pop, but it just kind of, it's menacing, but not overly heavy and not, I want to get high.
Oh, see, so
you're pretty menacing.
You said Alice in Chains, and my brain immediately went to We Die Young, and then you were like, yeah, not too heavy, and I was like, oh, We Die Young would be too heavy. Okay.
No, Man in a Box.
It's a good song. It's a very good song.
It's one of my favorites of all time. So,
hell yeah.
And hey, everyone's happy. No one picked Nirvana. We're good.
Go fuck that band.
You son of a bitch. Don't make me crawl through that goddamn screen.
Dude, I'll say the next one. Dude, fuck Jim Cornette. Oh, yeah, I hit you with both of them.
Yeah, I mean, you have a reason to dislike Jim Cornette. There's no real reason to hate Nirvana other than you're just a hipster.
Us yelling at each other about Nirvana will be the Christmas episode. Let's move on from that.
Okay, so we have a little bit of news going on in the world of wrestling. And that is, you know, we're talking New Japan. They're going to resume some shows.
New Japan Cup, baby!
As the casual fan, I know basically jack and shit about New Japan, so I'm going to bow out and let these two talk about it.
New Japan, bar none, is the best wrestling consistently on the face of the planet today by a lot. By a lot. The only thing negative I can say about the company is they don't have a fucking application, so that way my friend Isaac can get it and we can watch it together because I have so many matches I want to show him. New Japan is incredible. They naturally
I love what I get to see.
They naturally build their storylines. They don't generally overbook it. Gato, their booker, is incredible. They are so implanted in just history and culture, and all of their tournaments mean something, and all of their belts mean something, and they just let wrestlers go out and fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, it is so good. And like, generally, like, here's the thing is even the way they present championships being defended, generally New Japan, the champion calls out their challenger.
I like that.
Yep.
It's awesome. You know,
There's a
and
reason the old wrestlers used to say they would go to Japan to learn.
you know, they protect the hell out of their champions. Their champions don't even generally wrestle singles matches unless it's a tournament or unless it's a title match. They wrestle a ton of like 6-man or 8-man tag matches, but generally they set up their, you know, them getting called out by a particularly great performance against the champion, or maybe the champion getting pinned by somebody in a tag match or something. Like it's just so good.
Do you have that cup lineup, the card for that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through that though. Like there's so many matches.
Well, you had a couple in general that you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, you were talking about Will Ospreay and Coda.
No.
Zack Sabre
Yeah.
Jr. and Coda.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Let me pull up the actual one here real quick. My bad, guys.
Oh,
Well,
Oh wait, no. This is the right one. It just had the wrong dates on it. So on the 22nd of this month, June, Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. are wrestling in a first round match in this fucking tournament. You have names like Hiromu Takahashi's in there. Okada's in there. Okada's facing Gato. If you guys watch New Japan, you'll understand why that's a big thing. Gato's the lead booker in real life of New Japan. But he was also Okada's manager on screen. Then he turned on him, so they're facing in the first round.
Oh, heated grudge.
Yeah, you've got Minoru Suzuki. You've got Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori. You've got Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Nice.
You just have so much talent. I mean, and guys of all sizes too. There's cruiserweights in here. There's super heavyweights in here. Fucking Bad Luck Fale is in here, I think, somewhere, and that dude's like 7 feet tall. So, is there Bad Luck Fale in here?
So once they get an app, check it out.
Maybe not, but you do have other large men in here as well.
Or do us a favor and fucking email those bastards at New Japan and be like, get a fucking app, guys. You know how to fucking, people, I'm sure, who can make an app.
If Impact can sell apps, New Japan can sell apps.
Yeah, come on.
And if you've never seen New Japan, they have what a lot of people consider to be match of the year of 2019 for fucking free on YouTube right now, which is Shingo Takagi and Will Ospreay. Me and Isaac watched that match like last week. It's like 38 minutes, never feels dull, never feels slow. They beat the absolute fuck out of each other the entire time. It's awesome. It's free. Go watch that and then email them.
Yeah, no, that match gave me one of those boners that they warn you about on the Viagra bottle.
4 hours or more, dude. 4 neck bumps or more.
Dude, I called my doctor and he was like, again?
And on that disturbing bombshell, we also have FTR appearing in AEW. There's not much to talk about here. It's just, hey, look, they're there. It's a handshake deal. Hopefully we'll see them kick the piss out of the Bucks, but
Yes. As Courtney calls them, Road Warrior Buck and Balding Buck.
That guy's a fucking idiot. But FTR aren't. Those are my guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you and Courtney agree on that much, at least.
And that leads us into this week's main event. We had NXT in your house with NXT TakeOver in your house, which,
oh my God, so
oddly
good.
enough, is in your house. We're supposed to be small, middling pay-per-views between the big ones. Well, looking at the match list here, a TakeOver typically has 5 matches. This had 6. It's technically a bigger card than most of their TakeOvers.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, we had them opening with Todd Pettingill giving us the great spiel, bringing in the nostalgia for those who remember it.
God, I fucking popped because I apparently they had talked about this beforehand, but I popped so hard for old Todd Pettengill because as much as I hated him, it was, if you're gonna do the gimmick, if you're gonna have the whole pay-per-view gimmick, like you really can't half-ass that. You got to go 100 on it, and getting Todd Pettengill in there was definitely 100. There's the cat, everybody. Say hi to Nat, the cat. He's making his appearance for the show. Shane's favorite. But yeah, I love Todd Pettengill. I loved the set. The whole thing was really great. It was perfect nostalgia. Them making fun of the giving away the house.
Yeah.
And with that bit of nostalgia, we went straight into the first match of the night, a 6-woman tag match with Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Knox facing off against Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez.
They made Gonzalez look good in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked imposing. That was a good match. It wasn't like the one that stuck with me the most in the night. Like, there wasn't a lot going on. There was a lot of big dives. There was like the somersault splash to the outside or whatever. But I thought it was like a really good like opening match to get people amped up and like get people woken up and excited.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to cut you off, Dozer, but just to like reconnect this back to New Japan, this is what New Japan does well, is just throw together 6 or 8 wrestlers or whatever that might have some storyline, but generally there's not a super connected deal. And they say go out there and fucking wrestle. And like, yeah, it was a little bit storyline based, obviously, with Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Yep. And they had like the dissension between Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, which led to the finish. And then you had Yim and LeRae. With their deal, and then Shotzi Blackheart was there for some reason. I haven't watched NXT Live in a couple months, so don't blame me on that.
No, but they told some good stories in the match.
Yeah, I mean, it was just solid action. Like I was watching that and I was like, wow, this just feels like NXT, and that's a fucking good thing.
Yeah. And I gotta say, it really turned me on to wanting to see more of Shotzi Blackheart.
She's really good.
Yep.
Check her out on some of the NXT UK shows, Dozer.
I will have to turn that on. Okay. That leads us into Finn Balor versus Nightwolf. I mean, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. That was a fun match, man.
They really showed off Damian Priest hard in that one.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like this whole pay-per-view was like getting new talent and younger talent over. Like they did such a good job, even though Priest lost, to have him lose the way he did after taking that fucking bump onto the stairs, all on his lower back, and then 2 Kuptis. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, talk about being booked tough.
Yeah, I mean, and then even after the finish, they have the camera on him kind of behind him, and then he's like sitting up and like looking at Finn, and Finn just walks over to him and does the gun deal. And it's like, wow. Like, Finn is even acknowledging him after he beat him.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job with Priest. He's really good. Some Ring of Honor guys might know him as Punishment Martinez. But he's really good. They made him look very, very good, solid in this match. But I want to talk about Finn Balor, and that's how bad they fucked him up on the goddamn main roster.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean,
did they fuck him up, or did he fuck himself up by getting injured?
He got fucked up by Seth Rollins in the buckle bomb to the barricade.
Fuck the buckle bomb.
I mean, like, regardless of anything, like, he can get injured or whatever, but the fact that they brought him back, had him buried in the mid-card forever, he then rose up and then had a match against Brock Lesnar, And I don't know if it was him or not. It might have been him because he was going to lose regardless. But then he doesn't bring the demon out for Brock fucking Lesnar. And I mean, like I said, I'm sure that was him probably wanting to preserve the character, but they never used the character at all.
Yeah.
Finn Balor is just way too good to be on
Way too
NXT. Like,
I love the Demon. I love everything about Finn Balor. I would love to see him used well on the main roster, but as long as the old man up in Connecticut is still running shit, his best place is down in NXT.
Totally.
if I was an NXT star and I could get paid main roster money to be on NXT, that's what I would do.
Oh, hell
100
yeah.
times out of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lighter work schedule and better matches. Better creative, better booking.
Everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then after this, I mean, I remember saying this to we were all watching together to let the screen back a little bit. You know,
Stop doing that.
I know it's the worst.
I'm naked back here.
But Finn, before COVID hit, was supposed to be wrestling Walter for the NXT UK Championship, and I could not be more ready for that match to happen.
Yeah. It's still happening. They're still planning on doing that as soon as he's allowed to travel.
Yeah, and
So that's why they had him wrestle Priest, is like basically just another placeholder till hopefully the next, fingers crossed, the next takeover when we actually get to see what is truly a dream match. Yeah, Walter and Balor is going to be awesome. I gave that. Sorry, I don't think we did stars for the first match. First match, I would give 2.5 stars to. It was a good opening match. There were some good spots, but nothing on it like really super excited me. I'll let you guys do that, and then we can go on to the stars for a second.
I'll second that 2.5 stars. And I'm giving it's really a 2-star match, but I'm giving it half a star because I really like all the ladies in it, and most of their ring attires are spot on. They look good. They sell the character. I like it. So.
We had Tank Girl. Come on.
She's always Tank Girl, though.
I love it. I know. It's just great, though. Riding in on the tank, dude. So good.
She's DX, dude.
No, Tank. That's Tank Girl. If you haven't seen Tank Girl, you got to see.
You got to look up that movie.
Yeah, what the hell's Tank Girl? Okay, whatever. I'm too young.
Ice-T plays a kangaroo mutant, man.
Okay, yeah, that's enough for me to look it up.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna give the match. Oh man, I'm gonna go 2.25 just because there's not a whole lot about it I actually remember. Like I remember having fun with it, right? But like, I just don't remember a whole lot. So, yeah, I mean it was good. I had fun, but.
A lot of dives.
Everywhere. Dive.
Yeah.
And now, the Finn Balor Damian Priest match, I'm giving that 3 3/4.
That's getting a 4 for me.
Yeah, 3.5 for me. It was a really good match. And I would have given more, but there's matches on the card. Well, yeah, no, there's matches on the card that I think are better and I liked even more. So, yeah, 3.5.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us to the third match of the night where we had Keith Lee defending the NXT North American Championship against Johnny Gargano. All heart, no soul.
What a match. God damn it, what a good match. Even from the opening package where he's in the house eating dinner with his wife, him going to the door and changing the thermostat before he leaves, and the wink to Doc Hendricks, and then going out the door of the set house and locking the door and dropping the keys in his trunks. Like, it was just great. Like, it worked. It was the perfect kind of cheese, but it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dozer.
No, I was just saying, yeah, you can go on.
Yeah, I mean, and then just the way they presented the match, the limb work. Oh, sorry, not the limb work, really. Just the hand work with Keith Lee, and then him just having this constant crippling hand pain, and the way Keith Lee sold this much smaller than him dude just beating on him because of what he had done to him before. It was great storytelling. There were great, really, really great moments, like fucking Keith Lee pouncing Gargano through the plexiglass.
Dude, that shoulder check pouch was so good,
Oh.
man. I popped so hard.
To the little doorbell thing, which went a little bit too long, but when they first did the doorbell thing, and then you can just see Keith Lee stand up behind Gargano.
Yo, and
you're
sneak
like,
up on him.
Yeah, you're like, yo, he's a supervillain, but I want to cheer for him.
It was so good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really good match, but it's Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano. Why wouldn't it be a really good match? I mean,
but again, it was another case of them taking a younger talent, Keith Lee, taking an established guy like Gargano.
but Keith Lee's the champion, so what I mean?
But he's still young, and to have somebody like Gargano put him over like that. I'm just saying, like, how long has Gargano been in the company versus Lee?
Forever.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, it's them using guys who are super well established within the company and what they can do, their track record on takeovers. You know what I mean? And then have someone come in and beat them like that. It was fucking awesome. Even though he is champion and even though he is bigger, it's just another way they're booking really well, because I don't see that doing any harm to Gargano.
No.
And it made Lee look awesome.
Yeah, I did quick look it up. By the way, Keith Lee is 3 years older than Gargano.
Wow.
Yeah, Keith Lee's 35.
Well, age ain't nothing but a number. That sounds that sounded creepy. Let's edit that shit out.
We don't edit unless we're getting flagged for copyright.
Staying in there, brother.
Yes. Parody.
Yeah. You know, I did think it was an amazing match. I love the check. I love that small digit manipulation. I did not like the overtness of hiding the key and then using the key. I feel like that was a failure of reffing.
Yeah.
I've always hated how the ref only checks the boots and all occasionally when it fits. So I wasn't a fan of that, of how he got the key, but I like the use of the key.
Yeah. At the end with the eye, and then Keith Lee overcomes and Spirit bombs him to hell, and then.
Yeah, I loved that match. That match was definitely the match of the night for me. 4.5 stars on it. I have nothing bad to say about it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that could have made it better was a crowd. 4.5 stars.
Johnny Takeover does it again. 4.5.
You get a big crowd in there. That would have been a 5-star match for sure.
Johnny Gargano just gets it.
Okay, and then we talk about some Ico Pro.
I popped again. Oh, the nostalgia trip. I had to send Shane one of the old Ico Pro commercials of Bret Hart, and Bret Hart has gone on record as saying that Ico Pro is one of the worst things he's ever tasted in his entire life.
And that brings us to the last chance backlot brawl for the NXT Championship with Adam Cole defending against the Velveteen Dream. And I would like to say I didn't see this match. I didn't see it. Nobody saw it. It was terribly
You watched
done
it.
there.
Oh, my goddamn cat, you son of a bitch. Oh, there it is, folks.
You're upside down. You're upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We're going on a ride, everybody.
Oh, my God. I'm still upside down. What the hell, cat? The cat broke everything. Let's try this. How's that? Is that a little better? God damn it. Shane has to deal with this anytime we watch wrestling.
All right, there we go. Stop.
Here, Isaac, you collect yourself and go on about the backlot brawl match for just a second. I gotta go pick a beer can up. I just threw on the ground because I was laughing too hard. All right.
I'm gonna light a blunt because it's gonna take me. I'm gonna need it to calm down.
Okay. And while they're doing all that, I'm just going to talk about the entrances here a bit. Adam Cole, being a smaller man, came in on a big jacked up pickup truck, showing that while he may be the toughest man in NXT, he might have the tiniest willy. But it was an awesome entrance with the truck and coming in on it. And then the truck pulling in straight, but magically backing up against the ring. We don't know how that happened. Magic.
The magic of editing, man. That was oh my god, I'm probably just gonna say fucking oh my god until Shane gets back, because this shit was so fucking infuriating. And I've watched a bunch of fucking reviews of this pay-per-view, and like 90% of them say the same thing as I said when I fucking saw it. And it's like, what the fuck was going on? What the fuck was going on with the fucking A, the editing, and B, the fucking lighting?
I don't know. They hired some YouTubers to edit that match. Quick jump cuts everywhere.
It was awful. I mean, the match itself, had that just taken place in the fucking in an arena or just fucking in a back lot with normal camera work, normal lighting, it would have been awesome. I would have liked it more than pretty much any of the other cinematic matches. But the fact that you had headlight brights, which I already fucking hate, shining in my eyes 90% of the match, and then the rest of the match is out in the dark. Oh, it was so frustrating.
The best way to describe it is if you've ever played a video game that doesn't know how to handle muzzle flash, like in guns, and then if you were to just have machine guns firing the entire time with muzzle flash, it was awful. But like Isaac said, like the work itself was fine.
There were some awesome spots.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
taking that bump onto the windshield and busting his arm up.
Yeah, I mean, like clearly the hard way. Me and Isaac have watched enough hardcore wrestling the past week to know what it looks like to be thrown into glass with your arm, and that was real. Still real to me, damn it.
No, it was so
unwatchable.
The finish was, I mean, I didn't like the Panama Sunrise, but I liked him Dream doing the elbow onto Cole on the chair.
Yeah, and I love the Panama Sunrise, and that was a good looking destroyer right there. Yes. I mean, and then, you know, they had the TNA guy.
Creepy McHair Slick.
Yeah. With
the mechanic from Indiana Jones.
He's just the dude with the hipster hair and the mustache.
Yo, he committed a felony. You know, they have some serious like problems with people committing felonies on TV.
Brother, Kane lit JR on fire once. We can't get worse than that.
Kane lit JR
on
fire.
They murdered people on Money in the Bank.
Triple H had sex with a dead corpse. They murdered someone on. Yeah, they're kidnapping people.
That one time Undertaker did kill Paul Bearer with cement for no reason.
They killed Paul Bearer a whole lot of times. They locked him in that freezer.
Oh yeah.
Threw him down the sewer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the sewer. Holy shit.
Okay. Everyone can see how we feel about this match since we went on a rant about killing people.
Hey, I didn't even finish talking about the entrances. Because we had the Velveteen Dream come in a Lamborghini dressed as Negan. And that needs to be stated. Because Negan would not drive a Lamborghini. And the Velveteen Dream, if he was coming in anything, would be a little red Corvette. So they fucked everything up with that. Now we can give it a star rating.
1.5.
Yeah, I give it a 1.5 too. Only because like the actual work was fine. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was fine. But the editors and then just whoever. Oh, you know what? Fuck that. Sorry, 1 star. Fuck that. The Uber bit. The Uber fucking bit. I almost forgot about the Uber. Somebody call an Uber. Let's fight through this van. You better get out of here. Okay. Big laugh.
Magically appearing on a back lot. I'm giving it 3 stars with a 2-star taken off for shitty camera work. So 1 star officially.
Okay, right. I was like, you're about to stand here and say that was better than the 6-woman tag match that you could actually see?
No.
Oh, I'm
definitely not.
Yeah, 1 star, 1.5, huh? All
Okay.
I
right.
just, you know, the finish was a destroyer, so your boy got to represent for his people.
You're Canadian?
Yes.
No, he's from Panama, bro.
Okay.
He's a canal. He's from the canal, bro.
Okay, and now that leads us into Karrion Kross with Scarlett facing off against Tommaso Ciampa in a singles match.
Oh, I fucking loved this, and it was just a squash match. It really was just like a glorified squash match, but again, more of established talents putting over young guys and making them look fucking amazing. And I tell you what, that was the biggest impression for the whole night of me, was how tough Cross looked in that match against
Yeah.
probably my favorite wrestler ever on NXT, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, I mean, Ciampa is NXT's John Cena, and that's just the bottom line. He's already made it very clear he'll never go to the main roster. So at this point, whatever he does just doesn't matter because he's already established himself as the guy. So he can still be the guy and slip a little bit. The win meant a lot more to Karrion Kross, especially in the way it happened, than the loss did to Tomato Cheddar. And
Dude, that choke out was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, what I want to talk about, other than the choke out, because I'll get there, is Tommaso Ciampa's offense was literally limited to slapping him, and then
the DDT.
one
He did the
the
DDT
Willow's bell.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, and that DDT looked fucking gnarly.
Mm-hmm. He
Yeah.
folded him in half,
Yeah, he folded him in half. Other than that, he's just like, I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you.
and
and
he
then
got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, he got the shit kicked out of him, and then he got choked out, and they did the fucking smart thing and didn't do the dumbass 3. The referee literally looked at Ciampa like he was confused, like, oh shit, wait, really? He like lifted up
Lifted
his
his
hand,
arm, and he's
and then,
like,
like,
he's out.
yeah, and then just looked at him like, really, Tommaso Ciampa's already out? Okay, ring the bell.
Yeah.
So I'm
My
going to
only-
say, I like the spot. I do not like that they use that spot twice in quick succession.
I was going to say that's the only criticism, but I guess what I will say is that if that's the way NXT is going to treat chokeholds from now on,
That's awesome.
then I'm all for it. Then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because here's the bottom line, is that when somebody fights through that chokehold, it's going to mean so much more.
Yeah. I completely agree.
I mean, everything about the match was good. Killer Kross, now Karrion Kross, is just a big, menacing-looking motherfucker. Scarlett is unbelievably sexy, but she just looks evil. Like, you look at her and you're like, she's got some
Dude.
fucking
She's
bad
straight from The
shit.
Witcher.
Yeah,
Her
exactly.
ring gear. Ooh, beautiful.
I mean, but she just looks like she's got some bad shit in mind for you, and you don't care at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she showed you the dagger she's gonna stick in your back, and you're just like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I'd let her run razor blades over my balls as long as she's touching them, man.
Oh Christ, I wasn't going that far, Isaac.
Well, I am. I'd eat a mile of her shit just to see where it came from.
I'm going to give it a 3-star rating because at the end of the day, it was still a squash match, but it was done so amazingly well.
3.5 for me, man. 3.5 stars. When I first watched it, like that's the match that stood out the most. Technically, like everything included, yeah, it was a squash match, but god damn it, was it fucking great? Did they not book it perfectly?
Yeah, I mean, it was booked perfectly, but because it was just a squash match, I agree with Dozer. It's a 3. I mean, it did everything it needed to do, and it was literally the best squash match I've ever seen because of who was involved and how it was presented. But at the end of the day, I can't give it any more of a rating because then I'm putting it in line with real matches, and that's just not what it was.
And that leads us into our main event of the night, a triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai.
And somehow Shane and I both called the finish to this, even though we didn't believe it would happen.
No, we didn't call it at all, Isaac. Neither of us called anything. We both just said we wanted Io to win.
And that's close enough for me, baby.
Brother, we both said this is not gonna happen. We were both like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen, but
I know.
yeah, I mean, it was I mean, I'll lead off in this match. It was just a really good match. Charlotte in particular didn't look the best. She looked hesitant to bump a little bit. She just there was a bit later in the match after that she and Rhea looked like they were shooting on each other. Maybe they weren't. Maybe it was a work shoot, but that looked kind of weird. Charlotte, for once in her life, didn't look like she belonged in the match. The only reason why she belonged in the match was just pacing for Io, because Io did a
And to put her over.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, but Charlotte didn't really look like she had a place in this match other than the spotty stuff and then the pacing stuff, which you're like, oh, that's what wrestling is. She didn't look like she belonged as far as when she was actually doing it. She was just in there because of who she was and what she did. This was an Io Shirai showcase.
Yes. Oh my God, she looked so good. The whole throwing her through the window and then having her reappear on the roof and doing the big dive off the roof.
She was diving from everything. Like literally
great.
all that she did was just come out of
her moonsault where she landed on her face, on what's her name's face. Good Lord, Rhea's face. Whoo! And just the way that finish ended up with Charlotte trying to break out of trying to undo the figure eight so she can break the hold and not being able to do it in time. It just was, it was a really good finish, and I fucking marked, man. I marked hard for that. I was so excited, so happy for her because she fucking deserves it more than almost any woman on that roster, probably more than any of them. And to see her get it and to see how genuinely happy she was, the confetti, the streamers.
Yeah, the way they treated that was like a WrestleMania main event finish. That looked like on a smaller scale when fucking Daniel Bryan finally won the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam from John Cena and then got screwed. That's what that looked like. And there was nobody even in the fucking building other than wrestlers and the referee and obviously, the people on the outside. But that felt so huge because it's Charlotte, because Charlotte is Charlotte. That's why it felt so big.
Yeah. Not to change subjects real quick, but to talk about the crowd. And this is something that I noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed this right before the first match, the sixth match, when all the women were introduced, they started a "This is awesome" chant.
Oh, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah.
No.
And you're like, what the fuck? Because they're being told what to chant.
Oh yeah. Well, there were a couple weird chants throughout the night.
There were some random NXT chants. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but NXT crowds kind of try and take over the show sometimes anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised to hear an actual NXT crowd just start chanting "This is awesome" at the beginning of a show. So.
Yeah,
I love NXT to death, but
that wasn't a crowd.
Oh, I know.
That's why it was like, what is okay?
The only disagreement I had with the match is I hate triple threat matches. Hate them.
I like them when they're done well, and I really feel like this was done well because again,
it was done well, but I would love to see them bring back or use more frequently the three-way dance.
So you just want elimination?
Yeah, where it's 2 pins to win.
I mean, I like that. I like that in certain situations. I loved this finish. I loved that Io looked like the just like the calculated assassin that she's supposed to be. She picked her spot, chose it, and did it.
Yeah.
She didn't give a shit about pinning Charlotte. She didn't give a shit about pinning anybody as long as she became the champion. And that's what she went and did. Oh God, what was Edge's nickname?
The Ultimate Opportunist.
Yeah, I was gonna come out and have a live sex celebration on Wednesday, dude.
Hey, I think we need to just cover the fact that we have 3 women's champions, not including the tag champions, in WWE right now, and 2 of them are Asian. That is big.
There's one over in AEW too.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They're taking over, and I'm not here to complain about it.
No, I
I
mean,
love I love the strong style, baby.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch Io Shirai wrestle than
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax, Natalia. I like Natty. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Natty, but she boring. I mean,
she's boring, super boring.
she's so boring.
She is boring because so many of the women's wrestlers are fast paced and she's more the psychology based, and there's not a lot of psychology based wrestling in the women's division.
Shit, I'll even go one farther, so that way I don't shit on Natalia because I don't mean to. Natty, I love you. I just find you kind of boring. I'd rather watch I'd rather watch Io wrestle than watch Sasha or Bailey combined at this point. I love Sasha, I love Bailey, but they both fucking suck right now.
Io's dope. She's so good.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
I think that match was a 4-star match for me. I thought that, I mean, there was some stuff that looked a little goofy, but in all, like, the finish was so surprising. The big spots were awesome. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. It wasn't the best match of the night, but it was probably right up there.
Yeah, it was my second favorite match of the night. I would give it a 4.25. Would have been a 4 if anyone else would have won, but Io won, and that was the right decision.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
I mean,
3.5 from me. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to go back and rewatch it.
I'd go back and rewatch it just for the house dive.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch it again. No, and overall, the pay-per-view, I mean, it wasn't the best takeover I've ever seen, but it's hard to do a takeover without a crowd. And
It was
what Shane I know is about to say, I'm going to agree with. So go for it. Say it.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, as far as quarantine pay-per-views, this was the best one by a lot.
One, by a long
Yeah,
shot.
I mean, and think about like 3 weeks ago, whatever, when we watched Double or Nothing, and we were like, wow, this was really good. Like, there's some really good stuff. NXT kicked the shit out of Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, and there are, I mean, and I still think the best match to come out of quarantine was, come out during quarantine was Jungle Boy MJF. I still think, even with this, Jungle Boy MJF has been the best match. But, I mean, this was, I mean, especially with the little crowd, which just added some noise, this to me felt like wrestling home. I was like, I'm just watching NXT.
Yep.
Bell to bell, best pay-per-view. If there were other matches on the Double or Nothing card that would have elevated it, it could be better, but it wasn't. There was the MGF Jungle Boy match.
That was
Yeah,
it
I mean,
for me.
and there were other matches I liked on it for sure, but I mean,
I did like the Mox match there, but yeah, no, I think this whole pay-per-view is like a 3.75.
yeah, I would go 3.5, but I mean, it is the only pay-per-view that has come out since COVID that I would really consider going and rewatching all of.
Yeah,
I definitely would rewatch that Johnny Gargano Lee match anytime.
I give it a 3.5 with a half-star bump up to 4 because of it's in the quarantine era.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, people can shit on Triple H all they want for not cutting great promos or constantly being at the top of the card, but
He's
Triple
fucking
H,
the boss's daughter.
but Triple H, as far as what he's done with NXT, has cemented himself as an all-time legend in the professional wrestling business because NXT has changed the landscape of what it means to be a professional wrestler.
I would say he's one of the greatest bookers of the modern era.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be. Again, when you think about where NXT started, where you had, a very young Seth Rollins, and he became this champion, and then Big E took it from him, and then you put it on Bo Dallas, and then you start getting into this work rate era. And then you get Neville, and you get Sami Zayn, and you get Kevin Owens, you get Finn Balor. And if all you do is watch main roster, you have no idea why the hell I'm going on about this. But you legitimately have you have a match of the year possible candidate maybe more, and then a pay-per-view of the year candidate literally every single time NXT puts on a takeover. Every single time, bar none.
Mhm.
We need to throw a caveat here. This is not according to Dave Meltzer because it's not New Japan or E AEW.
Hey, even Meltzer has given 5 stars to NXT matches.
Yeah, but he never goes 6, 7, 92 stars.
I think he gave one. I think he gave one like 5.5 one time. I think it was one of the Gargano Ciampa matches.
Probably. Those are fucking epic, man.
Yeah.
So
Insane.
good. Yeah,
Maybe-
good pay-per-view though.
Yeah, I mean, just if you haven't watched it,
Thank God that they put out finally a wrestling pay-per-view with a bunch of wrestling on it.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
That was nice. That was really nice. Fucking change of pace.
all in all, you know, next week we get to watch the greatest wrestling match ever on
God.
Backlash with Edge versus Orton.
So
Adam
right
Copeland
in.
versus Randall Keith.
So
Yes.
right in, folks. We can either review that match, or we can just dig through a bunch of old, like Dear Sally letters or whatever, and we can just sit here and we can just pick through some of the best ones, and we'll answer your questions on your love life and on your personal life, and we can just ignore that goddamn pay-per-view. So it's up to you guys whether you want to hear about that or you want to have us fix your love life. We'd be happy to do that.
I'm
All
about to hit you with
7
some
of our
Vampiro
fans
shit.
out there, write us. Let us know.
Brother.
SGSpodcast@gmail.com. But
605.
so yeah, there's a 605 in there. I'll look it up.
There's a 9er somewhere in there.
Yeah, it'll be down in the description. So next week we're going to review Backlash, but since we want time to prepare, 2 weeks from now,
We have the wheel today. Let's go.
let's spin the wheel of random.
Let's go. Oh yeah, let's go with some more TNA shit.
Let's go Isaac's Choice. I forgot Joser has the strongest arm ever when he spins this wheel. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right.
We're reviewing TNA's first pay-per-view in 2 weeks from now, which
Let's go.
is headlined by a 20-man battle royal for the
Fuck.
20-man battle royal. Final 2 men remaining have a singles match for the inaugural TNA NWA title match.
Oh
Fuck.
man, I love us reviewing bad wrestling. Did I see Halloween Havoc on there? I think that was 98. Is that the one with Hogan and?
I have both
Warrior?
the best and worst
Fuck.
Halloween Havocs on there.
Oh yeah.
On that
Oh.
note, remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell icon if you want to be notified every time we post. We post every Wednesday at noon on the dot. I'm your boy Dozer. That is your man Shane. And over there is your boy Isaac. And
He's
until
pointing
next
sideways.
time, we are such good shoot. See ya.